Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first official YouTube video for this year. I intend to be more consistent this year, but this is my first video of 2025. And in this video, I'll be doing something simple and straight to the point. I'll be talking about what I have found out in my almost 3 years in Canada about tax, the simple things you should know as a business owner, the simple things that I know as a cake artist. I'm going to be sharing from my perspective, and I believe this can form a foundation for you to work on in whatever business or industry that you find yourself. So I'll just go straight to the point. Before I do that, kindly hit the subscribe button if you have not. I'm trying to hit 1,000 followers, so please support me by hitting the subscribe button. Enjoy this video, drop your comments. So number one, the first thing I want to say is that when it comes to tax, there are two different type of tax that I have learned about that applies to the stage that I am. My business is a sole proprietor, and I'm sharing from my perspective the things that apply to me based on the research I have made, the calls I have made to the CRA, and the help I've gotten from my accountant. That's the person that also handles my tax. Number one, when you register your business in Canada, for me, like I said, it was a sole proprietorship. You are obligated to pay tax. Now, there are two different kinds of tax. The first one is the income tax for your business. No, as a business, you need to know how much income you've made in the year. And how are you going to know that? That means you have to keep a record of all of your revenue. Revenue is all the money that came into the business. So that revenue, you have to keep a record of that. Then you also keep a record of all of your expenses. So your accountant or whoever is handling your tax, or if you're handling it yourself, is going to need to subtract the expenses from the revenue, and the leftover, which is your income, is taxable. So they are going to know, the accountant is going to take care of that, but it is the income that is going to be taxed. So as a business owner, you are supposed to be, to pay income tax. And the only way you can do that appropriately is to keep record of all the money that comes into the business. I always encourage that after registering your business, just open a business account and make sure that business transactions are kept strictly for business. So business money is separated from personal money. All of your expenses are also properly tracked so that that mathematics can match. Number two, there is another tax, which is the sales. They call it GST, HST. Sales harmonized tax, what have you. Now, this tax in Ontario, where I am based, is 13%. That means you are helping, it's the government's charges, is the amount the government charges on all the sales that are made within Canada. So for any goods and services sold, done in Canada, there is an amount that the government charges. That is the GST, HST, and it varies from province to province. So in my province, it is 13%. And that means when I'm selling any of my product, I am supposed to help the government to charge additional 13%. So if the product is a particular price, there will be an additional price, which is the tax of 13%, which is not my money. Even though I am charging my customers, I'm going to keep that money till the tax period and give it back to the government. So I am charging my customers on behalf of the government. It is the government money and to be returned to the government. Now, do everyone needs to charge GST, HST? No. And how do I know that? You need to hit a 30,000 threshold. That means your business must have generates a 30,000 revenue. So you are considered a small business until you have reached the 30,000 threshold. And that 30,000 means that in 4 consecutive quarters, a quarter is 3 months, right? So in 4 consecutive quarters, you are able to generate 30,000 in form of revenue. At that point, it becomes mandated. Now, before you reach that point, can you charge GST, HST? Yes, you can charge GST, HST, but it is not compulsory. Some people open their business, and from the very day one that they open their business, they start charging GST, HST straight away. It is okay, but you are pardoned. You are exempted. It becomes compulsory when you reach that 30,000 threshold. So most of us like to wait till we reach that 30,000 threshold. So you can use some time to, you have the grace up to that point. But that means you have to also track the activities of a business to know when you hit that threshold. So you have to pay attention to your sales, to your revenue. Now, I've been talking about GST, HST now. You are helping the government to collect this money from your customers, which will be returned back to the government. That's the GST, HST, and you are not mandated to start charging it until you have reached the 30,000 threshold. Now, another thing I discovered recently is that you actually do not, it's not all products. Now, how do I put it? There are zero rated items. That's the way they call it. These items are like groceries. There are some food items you go to the store to buy and you don't see tax being charged. They are zero rated item, and some of the products that we offer as bakers are under this category. I'm going to put a link in the caption. You should go through it. You're going to see the different items that are under this category. It includes cakes. I don't want to confuse you, but if your cake, according to what I read, if you're selling cake that is more than, like, I think 230 gram, if your cake weighs more than 230 gram, it is zero rated. You will not charge tax. But if you are selling cake in slices one by one, you charge tax. So you need to really read it line by line to get it. It depends on a number of things. And like I said, I'm going to put the link in bio so that you read if your own product. So by the time I check it, most of my products are zero rated. I do not need to charge my customer tax. Does that mean that the same thing applies to you? No, because we're probably selling different products. So you want to check for yourself. Wedding cakes, it has the condition. Most wedding cakes are also zero rated. But they're, like I said, when you do dummy, is another scenario, and everything is clearly spelled out in the memorandum on the CRA website. So check that link and go through it and see what part of your business, is zero rated, if there is, and what is not. Even though most of my products are zero rated, I still need to get the GST HST number. So basically, when you reach the 30,000 threshold, or when you open your business and you have a business that is recognized by the CRA, you are entitled, or you are able to request for GST HST number, which is the number that is attached to your business tax, your GST HST, when you start charging it. So you need that number. They're going to give you the number. They will generate it for you. You can wait till you reach the 30,000 threshold and you can get it from the very beginning. You have to fill some form, or you can call CRA. I'm always big on you calling CRA. I call CRA till I understand. I keep calling them till I get clarity on whatever I am asking about. So I never get tired of calling CRA. I'll call them today. If I think about what they said and I feel like I have new questions, I call them back again till I'm very sure. You need to get the GST HST number. You need it for a number of things, whether or not your business needs to charge it. Like, for instance, even though I won't be charging GST HST for cakes, I will likely be charging it for training. If I'm doing some other things that bring in money for my business, it's possible that I would need to charge it. So you still need to get your GST HST number, regardless of whether most of your products are zero rated. Zero rated is the term I use for products that the tax on them is 0%, which is as good as no tax. So I believe I've been able to make this clear. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm bringing a lot of videos to you this year, hopefully. Support my page. Let me know if you have any questions about tax. I don't do my tax myself. I use an accountant, and I make sure to keep records of all of the activities in my business. I use an app to do that. I also use my book, the app and the book, but the app makes it easy. So I'm just able to download all of the income, all of the revenue. Income is different from revenue. All of the revenue for the business, all of the expenses, and all of that. So these are my few tips that I feel can help you, can give you some clarity when it comes to tax. If you have not registered your business, what are you doing? Register your business. It's so easy. After registering your business, get a business account. I have a link that I'm going to also drop in the caption that you can use to register your business and get at a very reasonable price. It applies in some provinces. I used Ownr to register my business. And with Ownr, it's like registering your business for $0, because they will refund you if you open an RBC business account within a short period. So I opened with Ownr. I think I paid $50 something. And by the time I opened RBC account, they returned, I don't know if it's part or almost all the money back to me. So that's an advantage. The link for that is also going to be in the caption. If you have any question regarding registering your business, opening a bank account, tax, I'm not sure I have answers more than what I have provided about tax, but you can still ask simple questions But trust me, you can call CRA, you can also engage your accountant. They're always very helpful to make things that are not clear. Understand that we all are coming into this part of the world where tax is a big deal compared to where we're coming from. And then we always have questions. But trust me, there are always answers to your question. My name remains Fumi Adepoju of Cake Station Bakery, Diary of a Ninja Cakes. Follow me on all social media platforms. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you some other time. Bye-bye.